Well, Honorable Commissioner, let's start with what is trending. What's we got to hear this morning. Honorable Commissioner, the state government, through a release signed by yourself this morning, rather yesterday, debunked reports circulating on social media and other platforms that His Excellency Dr. Lesoti has defected from the Labour Party to All Progressives Congress (APC). Can you talk to Abians more on this now?
Thank you, Francis. Ordinarily, I wouldn't have wanted to start with that question. It's not part of what we discussed at ESCO.
Yeah, but it's topmost on the news this morning.
Given the fact that it's a trending news, and then there was a release to that effect, and more especially the fact that you asked that question, I would have declined it. Okay. To say, let me answer it later, but then let me go ahead to answer it. Because I know a lot of people, a lot of Abians actually are interested in what is going on. And that was part of the reason we had to issue that statement. The truth of the matter is that nothing can be further from the truth. His Excellency Dr. Lesoti Oyefa, the Executive Governor of Abia State, has not defected to the All Progressive Congress, APC, as claimed. That thing is a piece of fake news being perpetrated by those who are scared of what the governor is doing in the state. We have an opposition that appears, divided. And when I say so, because some want the governor, right? If you look at the text of that fake news, some people want him to come. And in another breath, there was some publication during the week where some individual claimed that the reason the president did not come to Abia and all that, some very funny stuff that writing was because he was not happy with the governor because the governor is living in his house, the governor is doing that. But you could see that the governor's looming very image that looms very large across political parties, whether it's in Labour Party, in APC, any other party, is what is at issue here. It has become a topical issue about the party the governor will belong to come 2027. But I believe that what is most important is what the governor is doing. The governor remains focused on his job to continue to deliver democracy dividends and remain on that platform. For Abians elected him as governor. We have a governor who is very bold in his actions. If the governor wants to leave the party, the platform on which he was elected as governor, he will not pussyfoot about it. So I want Abians to disregard, and Nigerians are allowed to disregard this piece of fake news. It's just being perpetrated by those who, it depends on how some are positively affected, others are negatively affected, as it were. Because I know a very high-ranking APC person yesterday. Somebody who has not spoken to me in a long while, he sent me a message, so the governor has come over, so people are coming to this.
He was excited.
So that tells the story. So when I say that some want it, some don't want it, you know where I'm coming from. But the point of fact is the governor is not crossing over to any party now. And as recent as last week during his monthly media chat, the governor took time out to deal with this issue. He said he wasn't defecting to any party for now. Defections and permutations, political party permutations are not part of his focus for now. He's focusing on governance. And you can see what he has done in 29 months in Abia, transforming the whole state, in virtually every other sector you can think about. So that is what is key. And that is what the governor wants to continue to do, not to distract himself by talking about defecting to that party or to that this other party. So please somehow I'm happy I'm using this platform now to formally tell Abians that the governor has not defected to another party, to APC as it were. He's still a bona fide leader and member of the Labour party. Thank you.
Okay, so keying into what you've just said, that the governor has at various events in the past told Abians that he is more interested in providing dividends of democracy to Abians than this politicking for 2027.
Yeah.
As the mouthpiece of the state, can you reflect on this to Abians concerning this increasing tempo talks centered on 2027 in the state, even in the nation at large?
Well, politicians will always want to distract themselves and distract others.
And we're still in 225.
Yes, it goes against the grain of the electoral law for people to campaign, to start campaigns now. Time for campaigns have not started. You're supposed to formally start campaigns about 150 days to the election.
Yeah.
I will have over almost 250 to 300 days to the election. So all those who are campaigning now are doing the wrong thing. They're falling short of the law, breaching the electoral law, as it were. But this governor, I promise you, will not, be caught doing that, because it's very focused, and you can see even in all the things he says, he will never, start talking about political parties or politicking. Most times, people draw him to that question. It is people that draw him to talk about this party or something. But left to him, it's all about work, deliver, democracy dividends to Abia. Continue to transform the state for the benefit of Abians, and not to politics. When the time comes, everybody will go into the field, including him. But people are at liberty to do whatever they want. But I can speak for His Excellency that he will not be distracted with the issues of politicking or political parties for now. It's not fair to the people when you leave the job you've been given, and many months, almost a year to an election, you're busy talking about elections instead of working for the people.
Yes, all right. So let's go back to decisions and outcome of the State Executive Council meeting yesterday. You did the press briefing yesterday, say that the state government has reviewed that 9 out of the 63 schools under renovation and retrofitting across states have been completed and ready for use, while the remaining 54 are at various stages of completion. Honorable Commissioner, can you throw more light on this?
Yeah. That this massive transformation as well going in the education sector. And part of this transformation has to do with infrastructure, ramping up the infrastructure, as it were. That's talking about schools and classrooms and the school environment generally. A lot of people restrict issues of education to buildings and all that. No, buildings only a part. You have the aspect that deals with teachers, have the aspect that deals with the curriculum and so on. But in this case, there have been so much talk about schools, and the government is actually building up schools, renovating, schools as it were, and where it's necessary, maybe put up new ones. But we have lots and lots of schools spread across the state, and this government made most of them in very serious states of dilapidation. Some have been worked upon before now, but there's this conscious effort, this deliberate effort to construct model schools. And that's where these 63 schools fall in now, that we are remodeling our schools. And so far, out of the 63 that work has started on, 9 have been completed and are ready for use. And incidentally, these 9 fall within the 3 senatorial zones of the state to give vent to the inclusive style of governance of this administration. So if we have to count the numbers, there are about 3 of them in Umuahia North, which represents Abia Central. You have Nkata Community Primary School, Ibeku High School, which is not too far away from here, Ohon Community Secondary School, Amogu, all are in Umuahia, not local government. Then you have the Migrant Farmers Primary School, Osisioma, the Umuagbai Secondary School, Aba, Aba in Chokoro Primary School, Ogunabo, Oweraba Primary School in Ogunabo as well. Then Umoba Central. No, sorry. This last set are located in Aba, Abia South. Then you have Umoba Central Model School, located in Isialangwa South Local Government. And of course, you have the Abriba Maju Memorial Primary School, representing the northern part of the state. So the remaining 54 schools are in different stages of completion. And as they are completed and put to use, more, construction and renovation works will continue on others. Just is a similar thing we're doing in the field of health, where out of the 948 primary health centers in the state has been, taking them, like we took the first 200 to retrofit, equip, and functionalize them, and are used in many local governments. That's exactly what's happening in the education sector. So as this set clears, more schools will be renovated and remodeled. And what this speaks to is that by the time this government is done, or rather, the reforms and transformation of the educational sector, all our schools around the state will look alike. If you see them, you say, yes, that's an Abia school. And we have huge numbers, over 1,000 of them, to be renovated and retrofitted.
Honorable Commissioner, we did some reportorial job the other day, and while most of these schools, parents, teachers, teachers, there's also clamor for more. It seems like the more the government does more for these schools, the more they clamor for more teachers, more infrastructure in the schools.
Oliver Twist was a living man.
They are really clamoring for more teachers.
Oliver Twist is not a legend. Okay. He must live. So you expect people to keep asking. And that is what human nature is all about. Imagine before we came, were they really asking for this? No. But now we are providing them. It's human nature. They will keep asking because, yes. And it's like when somebody asks you for money, you don't give him. He asks another person, the person gives him money. He asks the person, gives it. Next time he will go to that person.
Yes,
he won't go to the person who didn't give him. That's human nature for you. So they will keep asking. And I can tell you, this government will not get tired of providing such facilities because His Excellency sees education as one key factor that helps people out of poverty. Some people would think it's just empowerment, give you keka and all that. No. If you are a man, with education, you've done virtually everything for him. With that education, there's so much he can do for himself. So that's the reason the state decided to make education free at the primary and the junior secondary school level to enable every other Abian, get educated at that level, obtain that basic education. You don't hear that of people say, you see a driver, you see someone say, don't lie, we're going to school. That is history. That's supposed to be history in our state. Everybody should go to school. And when you arm yourself, with that education, there's so many other things you can do. Even if you want to go and drive, even if you want to go and be a mason, an artisan, you find out that you perform better with that basic education. That is what this government is doing. So people will keep asking questions. I will keep, increasing the number of schools that are remodeled. As well, we are building smart schools, like taking education to an entirely new, level. So work is going on, very fast on 3 of those. What is it called?
Smart schools.
Yeah, located in Umuahia here, in Aba. There's one called Obo Primary School in Obakala. And that's Umuahia local government. And there's Umuamuku Primary School, Isialangwa North local government. And then there's, of course, Umuahia Secondary School in Aba South local government. We are developing smart schools in these schools. And if you recall, His Excellency promised to start with 20. So after this 20, we'll go to the next level. So about 100 teachers are undergoing training already. Okay. They've done 1 week of training, and they have another 2 weeks. What this training speaks to is the fact that being armed with the necessary skills with which they will run this smart school. So it's not enough to say you have a smart school. Do you have people with capacity? They have the right capacity to man the schools. So this government has gone ahead to begin to train those teachers. So we have about 100 of them now undergoing training to acquire special skills that will help them operate these smart schools when they're fully, put in place. So that's part of what is going on in the educational sector at that basic level. Okay. Yeah. Okay. As reported yesterday, and there's quite a lot more going on at the tertiary level as well. Even though I didn't report that at ESCO, but I believe it's why to let people know that quite a lot is happening at Abia State University in terms of the promise the government made them. Hostels are being put up, the male hostel, the refectory. In fact, aside of, beside the, what is it called? The solar power that was promised the school. Some big generator, about 500 kVA, have been sent to the school as well, just to, as a backup for whatever they have, to ensure that whether it's the main grid or the solar powered or battery gen that 24/7 there'll be light there. Yeah, a mini grid, electricity power project is being a package for the school. Okay. So all around, because it's a school, they're supposed to have power 24/7. Yeah. So all that is being done there. The internal roads have been taken care of. And this same thing is happening at Aseta in Arochukwu. Yes, if you take a trip to Aseta now, you will recognize Aseta. The whole place has been turned around. And it's same thing at Bunayano Poly. Of course, you are aware that they have a permanent site where they are going to move to. So that place is a lot of work is going on there now, and they're doing very great things in the school, fabricating all kinds of machines for use and all that. So quite a lot is happening in our educational sector, and it can only get better from the Abia. Yeah, thank you.
Quite impressive. Now, moving a little bit away from the education sector, we also gathered from the ESCO that construction work will resume fully in all the construction sites across the states as the rains gradually subside. That is definitely good news. What's your take on that, Honorable Commissioner?
Yeah, here that we've had the rains, and with the rains, construction work slows down. But the rains are gradually abating, and as a result, there's going to be an upswing, an increase in the rate of construction. We are gradually going to go into the dry season, and every smart contractor takes advantage of that to speed up construction work. So we are going to experience that increase and in the rate of work going on at different sites. Construction sites in the state. As it were, we'll have currently the state has 32 contract work sites. We had 30 before. 5 were removed when we commissioned roads. When the president commissioned roads on the 3rd of October in Aba. 7 new ones have been added, and that 3 were removed then, and now 5 had been added with these new roads that were procured and contracts signed recently, and 2 of those roads will be flagged off later in the week. But suffice that to say that currently we have 32 contract sites, and 55 sites for direct labor, projects. There's always this distinction We have the contract works, where we have contractors who have formally signed a contract with the state. All right. Then we now have the direct labor, works projects being undertaken by engineers from the State Ministry of Works. So we have a way of differentiating them: the contract works and the direct labor jobs. So a whole lot of work is going on, in the two categories, whether they are direct labor works or contract works. Work is going on very well, so that they will take advantage of this dry season to deliver most of those roads. And I can assure you that most of them will be ready for commissioning between now and December, if the rate of work, we envisage is anything to go by. Yes, so that's what we're going to have at the end of the day.
That's all right, Hank. I think it's time to maybe we'll just take a brief break and then open the line. I know so many people will be itching to call in.
Definitely. Okay, esteemed listeners, it's about time for us to let you come through on the program by dialing the number 0814-299-1448. Remember, you just have a minute to make your submission because a whole lot of people will be waiting to call.